I used to believe betrayal would arrive. Loudly. Screaming, breaking, the sound of things shattering. But that evening, it came quietly. The kind of quiet that fills your lungs and makes it hard to exhale. Our wedding anniversary celebration had ended just hours before. Friends had smiled. Champagne had flowed. Laughter had echoed through the house.
From the outside, we
still looked perfect. Her name is Claire. We'd been together 8 years. People always said we were the couple everyone admired, so easy, so connected. They never saw the distance. Growing in small ways, the laughter that sounded practiced, the excuses about late nights and work calls. I noticed. You always do. But I told myself it would pass. That love, real love, could weather silence. That night, when everyone was gone, I went upstairs to grab my charger. The house was still. The faint scent of perfume hung in the air mixed with spilled wine. And then I heard it, her laughter, soft, playful, from the guest room. It wasn't the kind of laugh I'd heard in months. Something in my chest tightened. I opened the door. And there they were. Claire and her closest friend, Daniel, the same man who had raised a toast earlier, saying I was the luckiest husband alive. He was half dressed, his hand still resting where it shouldn't have been. She froze first. He paled. For a heartbeat, the world stopped. Not slowed, stopped. I didn't yell. Didn't break anything. I just looked at her. And somehow that silence hurt her more than rage ever could. Mark, she whispered, voice trembling. Don't, I said. My tone didn't sound like mine. Don't say my name right now. Daniel stammered. Man, this isn't. I laughed, a short, empty sound. Not what it looks like. Because it looks pretty damn clear to me. He scrambled for his shirt. Claire pulled the blanket around herself like it could erase the truth. I didn't stay. Didn't slam the door. I just walked downstairs, past the half-empty glasses, the fading scent of celebration, the framed photos of two people pretending to be happy. Outside, the air bit cold. My hands shook, not from anger, but from something heavier. Something like grief. Because betrayal isn't an explosion. It's a quiet death. I drove without aim, headlights slicing through darkness, mind replaying every moment, every promise, every lie. I stopped by the lake where we'd taken our engagement pictures years ago. The moonlight rippled across the surface, just as it did that night, only now it felt unreachable. I sat there until my phone buzzed. 14 missed calls. A few messages. Please come home. We need to talk. It was a mistake. I'm sorry. Mistake. The word burned. Forgetting a date is a mistake. What I saw wasn't. I didn't reply. Instead, I opened our shared account and began transferring funds, steady, quiet. Half to the new account I'd made months ago when I first felt something slipping. I didn't confront her then. I waited for proof. I just didn't expect it to arrive. Wrapped in silence on our anniversary. Back when my gut first warned me something was wrong. I didn't confront her then. I wanted truth, not guesses. I just didn't expect it to arrive. Beautifully wrapped on our anniversary. I booked a hotel for the night and sent her one message. Don't worry about me. I won't cause a scene. Because she no longer deserved that kind of energy. Not anymore. I switched off my phone, leaned back against the headboard, and stared at the ceiling until sunrise. Every so often, that moment replayed. Her startled face, his hand, the quiet. But each time the ache softened a little. By dawn, I wasn't the same man who had opened that door. The light slid through. Thin curtains in pale stripes across the room. I hadn't slept, but I wasn't tired. Just hollow, The kind of emptiness that comes when the storm ends and everything looks normal, but nothing feels real. I made coffee from the tiny hotel machine more out of habit than need. Then scrolled through my phone. 56 texts, 14 missed calls.
The last.
One read, "Please, Mark, talk to me before you do something stupid." Something stupid. It almost made me
Smile.
For years, I'd been the calm one, the fixer, the man who believed patience could mend anything. But standing at that bed last night, something inside me shifted. Patience had turned into
Clarity.
I showered, shaved, dressed like it was just another Monday. Except this Monday, I wasn't heading to work. I was going home. Not to talk, but to end things cleanly, quietly. When I pulled into the driveway, her car was still there. Curtains drawn. Daniel's jacket was hanging over the
porch rail.
He was still inside. Claire opened the door before I could knock. Her eyes were red, her voice thin. "Mark, please." "I'm not here to argue," I said, stepping past her. "You don't owe me excuses. You made your choice." Daniel appeared behind her, pale, shaken. He opened his mouth, but I raised my
hand.
"Don't," I said. "You've already said enough," without speaking. I walked into the kitchen, opened the drawer, and slid off my wedding ring.
I
set it beside the leftover cake she'd baked 2 days ago, icing cracked, candles unused. She started to cry. "It was one night. We were drunk." "Then I hope it was worth everything," I
said softly.
"Because that's what it
cost."
I didn't yell, didn't accuse. The calm unnerved her more than rage ever could. I picked up my briefcase from the hall and placed a folder on the table, copies of our accounts, property details, and the contact info for a divorce attorney. "You'll get papers this week. I'll stay with my brother until it's done." Her eyes filled. "You're not even going to try to save this?" I met her gaze. "You ended it. I'm just giving it a name." Daniel slipped out quietly while we stood there. Claire dropped into a chair, sobbing. I should have felt something. Anger, nostalgia, but what I felt instead
was peace.
I left without looking back. Days later, I sat in a small cafe when the waitress asked if I was waiting for
someone.
"No," I said. "Just myself." The first time I'd said that in years. That week, I didn't talk to anyone.
I
just existed. I realized how long I'd been clinging to something that had stopped being real. Sometimes love doesn't die from betrayal. It dies from exhaustion. One evening, Claire called again. I answered. "Mark, I don't know what to do without you," she whispered. "That's something you should have thought about before making me feel replaceable," I said. My tone wasn't cruel, just final. "Take care of yourself, Claire." I ended the call. Outside, the sunset painted the sky in orange and gold. For the first time in years, I felt neither bitter nor afraid. I just felt free. People think revenge is loud, screaming, slamming doors, grand exits. But the strongest revenge is quiet.
It's peace.
It's walking away without needing to be understood. As the sun slipped behind the horizon, I took a slow breath. The life I'd built with her was gone, but something else had taken its place, something steadier, stronger. That night, I didn't think about what she
lost.
I thought about what I finally found myself.